Hello, I'm going to show you how to put together the lift for ARCS towers. So here I've done some of the wheels already on there. I'm going to show you how to put another one on. So first of all, I get some filament and I push it through one of the wheels, the gears here. They're very tight, so they hold in place, and they're loose in here, so it can rotate. So I'll put that in there then, and then push that through. If you can't feel it going all the way through, you can turn this, turn that around, and it'll go through. And then you just chop that off flat, like that. And that's that ready. Okay, so the next part is constructing the levels, depending on how many levels you want on your lift. So you get the side parts and they just open lock clip in, like so, in here. Once you've got one of these, you make up as many identical pieces as you like for how many floors you're going to have. So I'm going to have 4 here, and you stack them on top of each other using the open lock clips, like so. And then you've got your tracks there, and now these are going to be attached to the tower. So you're going to line up these clips here with these sockets here. So you just sort of roughly get them in position. It takes a little bit of fiddling to align them all. There we go. So those are now aligned in there, and I just push those down. And the top one isn't aligned. Take that off, and now it is. And so they're all in position now. So only thing I've got to do now is put the lift in, and place that in like that. We can also, if you want, put on a barrier for safety, and this barrier just makes exactly like the railings. This is from the railings here, and it makes from these same railings you can just make one up that goes in here. That will clip in there, and you can glue it in or clip it in, and then you put the lift in. That should just hold in there for a minute, put it down to the floor, probably be more secure. And then you use this roof part here, which is got a thicker edge that goes towards the building, and that goes on there, and you'll see, because the tracks will line up inside. Right, and then you've got your lift, and it can go up and it will stay put at the floors or hold there. Sorry, you can't see that one. Right, and then it'll do the same going up. You can hold it at those floors, like so. Another thing you can do with your lift is have it going down into an ARCS room. Yeah, I've made a little setup using some extra stuff as well from ARCS. To do this, you'll need these 3 parts, 2 shorter side tracks, and a special piece for the bottom. You're going to have to construct these, first of all, by putting in the open lock clips and putting it together, like so. Yeah, and that's your bottom. It's going to sit in there, ready for your lift to come down to it. So again, you just get the other pieces, slot them in, and look for the holes in the tower to line up. good when I'm sitting down. Okay, so there's the shaft, lift shaft there, and you can put that snugly in there. Click that all the way, so these are all down, and again put your lift in, and then put the top on as before. Sorry, it's almost off the shot. There we go, and there you go. You can now go down all the way into ARCS, and so on and so forth. And that's the lift. So next I'm going to show you how to put together the FlexWalk Extras. First off, I'm going to show you there's some new parts, the T-junction and a cross junction, T-junction, cross junction, and they work just like any of the other parts. You just connect them like that. They're flexible. I've also made parts which are female and also male. There's the male one up here. Yeah, so they can change the orientation of the fitting. So here I've got two males. I can put female in between them like that, and so on. And so you can build up some interesting things like that. You can also, I've made little barriers, so you can clip a barrier on there, stop people falling off, and you can make a little balcony type thing as well. Because so you can, there's another type of one, you can create a balcony and you can just put that on there like that. There is also, so this will now go in. I'll put that up in there in a second, but first of all I'll show you that it's held by these things, or supported by these things. Anyway, these are supports, so you've got things that are very similar to the ones that are on the buildings here, but they have a hole in, and you can just slot in this hook, which then clicks on to these and will hold them up like that. Well, you'll have to have more than that on there, but I could put two on and it'll probably be okay. Let's put another one over here, show you how well they work. There we go, and that'll just hold them up. So you can now get these, and also you can make them extra high, and I've done different support types as well. So if you go really high, you might want something a bit more substantial, or something in between. This is quite good if you do ramps and stuff. It stops them going like that. Same with that one, you can stop any sideways movement. And they also have extenders, so you can go up and up off screen so far. Whoa, like that. And I'll show you here, and that will go over here, and that will clip onto here, and you can make it, more stable when you're playing a game, sort of thing. Let me clip it on actually properly. There we go, and so that'll hold that in place, so nice and stiff, rather than if you've got bends and stuff in it, it'll sort that out for you. So let's put this on here. Put it in place. Oops, I've knocked that top one off. As you can see, they hold up pretty well on their own. Put that in there, and so now we've got thing, and I'll put one of these at the back. I'll just smash that off. That's good. Well done. For a bit of extra support on the back there. If I can see, which I can't. There we go. Let's get that back up. Okay. So that's like that now. There we go. Holding those in place. So what goes at the front here? Well, what we're going to do, let's zoom in a bit. We're going to do some stairs coming down. Then you can do double stairs, but you can also do single stairs. I've got single stair connectors somewhere or other. Oh, there's one. Almost on the floor. And I've got all the different versions of those, male, female. Oh, hold on. There we go. I need to hold them on the screen, don't I? So this is one I'm going to use. There's a male version of it, I think. And then there's single ones as well, so you can do single stairs, or you can, what we're going to do now is double stairs. Yeah, and right, so what I'm going to do is move a bit over there so you can actually see what I'm doing. And what do I do first? First of all, you put in your open lock clips, and then click your stairs in, and then you can use this part, which is from the fire escapes can go down to the ground with. Those are those bits from the it's from the ARCS towers to ARCS stretch goal thing, mini bonus stretch goal. Then you can put in a support as well if you like. I'll do that in a second. And I can now clip that in. Let's come out of there. There we go. And you've got that, like that. So that's a double stair. So if the citizens can go up one way and down the other, and if they disobey, they can get blasted by the cops. And there we go. And that now it's got a support or net position. Right. Okay. So the final thing is a ramp that we're going to make as well. But part of it keeps straight, so the geometry can work correctly for people climbing up it, like this. So I'll show you that in a second. So to make the ramp, first of all, I start out with these smaller ones. The ones with the lights on top, or there are plain ones, and make a section of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 6 long, and I'm going to use a orientation changer to then connect that to there. So that's my first part. Then the second part is I get a load of the longer pieces, and I connect them together using these clips. Now here you can connect them just on one side, so so you can do a nice curve around if you like. Yeah, so you can curve your thing around, but you can't go too mad, or else you have to kind of orientate it so it will work correctly. So you can put a slight curve in and it will still work, but you could also use them to stiffen up and make nice stiffer curves as it goes round. If it wasn't a ramp, and they just clip in here, and you can put them both sides if you want, but I've just done them one side, and you just clip them in like that, and they're as simple as that. They just lock in there like that, and those ones have gone at an angle like that because I've curved them. Okay, and then you can just get them out just by pulling them out with your finger. If you've got fingernails, or use a tool if you haven't. So there we go. So that, and then at the bottom of that, I'm going to put that because I'm going to put step piece. It's not necessary. You could just have that, and if I've got another piece, you could just have a flat at the bottom, and your ramp could go down to a flat like that. It's fine. But I thought this was quite funny that it went down to steps instead of just being a ramp, making the fact that it's a ramp completely pointless. Anyway, okay, so once you've got your ramp made, you can then attach it. So I'm putting it on the piece that changes orientation, and I'm going to use a support with some legs to give me a bit more of a stable base, and clip that in. There we go. And I've got to put the stairs one back on. Take that off for some reason. There we go. And go there. And here we go. Now I just slot that in there and push that up, and we've got a ramp that characters can walk up by being held in position there.